Today our topic is the link between Stoicism and minimalism. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. Minimalism is a modern way of living that encourages us to simplify our lives by keeping only what is necessary and removing what is not. At first glance, these two ideas might seem different, but they are actually very connected. Both Stoicism and minimalism teach us to focus on what truly matters and to let go of distractions. They both help us live more intentionally and with greater peace of mind. Stoicism was founded by philosophers like Zeno of Citium, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. These thinkers believed that the key to happiness is not in external things like money, fame, or possessions, but in our own minds and how we choose to respond to the world. They taught that we should focus on our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes, because these are the only things we can truly control. Everything else, like what other people think of us, what happens in the world, or even our own health, is outside of our control. Stoics believe that by accepting this, we can free ourselves from unnecessary stress and live a more peaceful life. Minimalism, on the other hand, is about simplifying our lives by getting rid of things we don't need. This doesn't just mean physical things like clothes or furniture, but also mental and emotional clutter, like toxic relationships, negative thoughts, or unnecessary commitments. Minimalists believe that by removing these distractions, we can focus more on what truly matters to us, like our relationships, our passions, and our personal growth. Minimalism is not about living with as little as possible, but about making space for what brings us joy and meaning. So, what is the connection between Stoicism and minimalism? Both philosophies encourage us to focus on what is essential and let go of what is not. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our inner world, our thoughts, values, and actions, while minimalism helps us clear our outer world of distractions. Together, they create a powerful way of living that can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment. Let's explore this connection in more detail. First, both Stoicism and minimalism teach us to value quality over quantity. In Stoicism, this means focusing on the quality of our thoughts and actions rather than the quantity of external achievements or possessions. A Stoic would say that it's better to have a few good friends who truly understand and support you than many acquaintances who don't really care about you. Similarly, a minimalist would say that it's better to have a few high-quality items that you truly love and use than a house full of things you don't need or even like. Both philosophies remind us that more is not always better and that true value comes from depth, not breadth. Second, both Stoicism and minimalism encourage us to let go of what we cannot control. Stoicism teaches us to accept that many things in life are outside of our control, like the weather, other people's opinions, or even our own past. Instead of wasting energy trying to change these things, we should focus on what we can control: our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Minimalism also teaches us to let go, but in a more practical way. It encourages us to let go of physical possessions, unnecessary commitments, and even negative emotions that weigh us down. By letting go of these things, we create more space and freedom in our lives, allowing us to focus on what truly matters. Third, both Stoicism and minimalism help us live more intentionally. Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of our thoughts and actions, and to make choices that align with our values and goals. Minimalism encourages us to be intentional about what we bring into our lives, whether it's physical items, relationships, or experiences. Both philosophies remind us that life is short, and that we should make the most of it by focusing on what truly matters to us. By living intentionally, we can avoid wasting time and energy on things that don't contribute to our happiness or well-being. Another important connection between Stoicism and minimalism is their emphasis on self-discipline. Stoicism teaches us to practice self-control and to resist the temptation to give in to our desires or emotions. For example, a Stoic might practice self-discipline by not overeating, even when delicious food is available, or by staying calm in a stressful situation, even when it's tempting to get angry. Minimalism also requires self-discipline, especially when it comes to resisting the urge to buy things we don't need or to hold on to things that no longer serve us. Both philosophies remind us that true freedom comes from mastering ourselves, not from indulging our every desire. Stoicism and minimalism also share a focus on gratitude and contentment. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate what we have and to be content with our current circumstances, even if they are not perfect. A Stoic would say that we should be grateful for the simple things in life, like good health, a loving family, or a beautiful sunset. Minimalism also encourages gratitude, but in a different way. By simplifying our lives and removing unnecessary distractions, we can more easily see and appreciate the things that truly matter to us. Both philosophies remind us that happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or achievements. One of the most powerful ways that Stoicism and minimalism can work together is by helping us overcome fear and anxiety. Stoicism teaches us to face our fears head-on, and to remember that many of the things we worry about are outside of our control. By accepting this, we can reduce our anxiety and live more peacefully. Minimalism can also help with anxiety, but in a more practical way. By simplifying our lives and removing unnecessary distractions, we can reduce the stress and overwhelm that often comes with modern life. Together, Stoicism and minimalism can help us live with greater calm and confidence. Finally, both Stoicism and minimalism encourage us to live in alignment with our values. Stoicism teaches us to identify our core values and to make choices that reflect those values. For example, if one of your values is honesty, a Stoic would encourage you to always tell the truth, even when it's difficult. Minimalism also encourages us to live in alignment with our values, but in a more practical way. By simplifying our lives and removing distractions, we can focus more on the things that truly matter to us, like spending time with loved ones, pursuing our passions, or contributing to our community. Both philosophies remind us that a meaningful life is one that is aligned with our deepest values. In conclusion, Stoicism and minimalism are two powerful philosophies that can help us live more intentionally, peacefully, and meaningfully. Both encourage us to focus on what truly matters and to let go of what does not. Whether it's through the Stoic practice of focusing on our inner world or the minimalist practice of simplifying our outer world, both philosophies lead us to the same place: a life of greater clarity, freedom, and fulfillment. By combining the wisdom of Stoicism with the practicality of minimalism, we can create a life that is not only simpler, but also richer and more meaningful. So, take a moment to reflect on your own life. What distractions can you let go of? What truly matters to you? And how can you live more intentionally, in alignment with your values? The answers to these questions may just lead you to a happier, more peaceful, and more fulfilling life.